Now coming to the various pathway in microcirculation. The first is the metabolic pathway. Okay, there is increased metabolic activity which increases the metabolic signal, thereby your vascular diameter goes up and the blood flow is increased. This pathway shows the vasodilatory effect of metabolic response resulting from increased metabolic demand. So, first pathway is the metabolic pathway. Next comes the stress pathway. Here, the increase in tone is attributable to reduction in stress of the vessel, and this is due to the increased vascular diameter. Okay, here the stress comes down, the vascular diameter is increased and the blood flow is increased. Coming to the third pathway, which is concerned with wall tension, that is whether vasoconstriction or vasodilatation. Here the vasoconstriction caused by increased diameter and vessel wall tension, that is pathway C. The pathway A is the metabolic parameter, the pathway B is the stress of the vessel wall, and path C is the wall tension. All these three are integrated. Ultimately, what depends is the vascular diameter of that microcirculation. Now coming to the impairment in microcirculation. As I said earlier, you have blood cells, neutrophil, erythrocytes and thrombocytes inside the vessel lumen, and the integrity of the vessel lumen is maintained by the endothelial cells and the glycocalyx. So, when microcirculatory damage happens by ischemia, reperfusion and hypoxia, this architecture will be disturbed. Your glycocalyx is degraded and the glycocalyx product is split into the blood circulation, and there is RBC deformity which affects your oxygen transport. Your neutrophil is rolling and adherent to the cells which releases the inflammatory cytokines and mediators, and there is activated endothelium and thrombocytes which leads to fibrin formation and also microthrombosis and neutrophil extracellular traps, and because the vascular integrity is lost, there is fluid extravasation and endothelial swelling also can happen. These are the various cellular alteration happens with microcirculatory impairment, and there are four type of response or four type of damage with regard to microcirculation. The type 1 is heterogeneity. Here you have the normal RBC and here you have the RBC stagnant capillaries. So, adjacent to a normal RBC, there is a diseased RBC which results in microcirculation as well as reduction of tissue oxygen extraction. Second is hemodilution. Here the RBC number is reduced. Here it can be anemia or it can be hemodilution. What happens is there is low functional capillary density. Your RBC value comes down and there is going to be a decrease in oxygen carrying potential of the microcirculation. And type 3 is the constriction and tamponade. Either your resistance goes up or the pressure in the microcirculation goes up and there is a stasis in RBC flow. Your RBC is not proper, it is damaged. It can be increased pressure or increased resistance. And type 4 is the capillary leak. The distance between the capillary and the RBC is increased. There is increased oxygen diffusion distance due to edema caused by the capillary leak. So, from the intact microcirculation, you can have hemodilution, you can have edema, you can have vasoconstriction or vasodilatation, in other words, venous congestion and obstruction. These are all the various microcirculatory damage which can